Where we're watching Interview with the Vampire. And we're at, drum roll please, do it at home. We are at the season finale, season 1 finale. This is, The Thing Lay Still. Doesn't that sound ominous? Sounds ominous to me. And guess what? It's fucking ominous up in this bitch. It's ominosity. I thought it'd be funny. Didn't work. So we've come a long way, baby. It's been 7 weeks, and we're here, and I can't believe it's been 7 weeks. That's weird. That I've been doing these, but we'll have more on the horizon. But to talk a little bit about this last, since I realized that it's 2 seasons. And I'm trying to decide, and when I get to it, I'll decide where I'm going to cut this off, because this has a huge spoiler at the end. Huge. I screamed in my house. So I do not want to spoil this for those of you who have read the books, and who enjoy the show, because it is such a good spoiler that I do not want to wreck it for you. Because I'm that kind of person. I'm a giver. I'm a giver, guys. I'm not a taker. I don't take pleasure in screwing shit up for you. So tonight I'd like to show you my glasses tonight. Oh, let's turn this way. It is, I myself am strange and unusual. It is my Lydia Deeds glass. Aww. Hope there was some ASMR on that one. It's delicious alcoholic beverages, because I have tomorrow off. So yes, I'm doing this thing. Okay, enough prattle for me. Let's talk about this. So, I'm now going to spoil last week's episode, because that's what I said I'd do to you guys. So, FYI, Claudia, of course, came back, and things were not so good in the house, and she wants to kill Lestat. And Louise, like, we're doing this thing. And they're like, we're doing this thing? We're doing this thing. So, that's where we come in this episode. So that's the spoiler from last week, is they decide to kill Lestat. Louis is done with being a battered wife. He's just done with it. FYI, he's not done with it. But he... This episode was a roller coaster of fucking emotions, guys. Like, serious. Alright, so we learned right off the bat, there are 4 ways to kill a vampire. These ones we knew. I mean, it's not a big stretch. But garlic and crosses are not involved, guys. So, what is involved is starvation. I can't, let me bring it down. I'm too happy. Because I'm wired. Starvation. Drinking blood of the dead. You could light that bitch on fire. Or cut off their head. So a lot of these are zombie rules. Nothing about staking in the heart, I would like to say. I'd like you to put a pin in that. Put a pin in it. There are a lot of quotes in this one, because this episode is gorgeously written. This is... Okay, so Claudia and Louis... Like, Claudia's like, I'm gonna do this. I'm planning it. And she's so fucking smart. Like, I want to say, Bailey Bass, kudos, girl. Kudos. Because your trajectory from the beginning of this season to the end, mwah, chef's kiss, gorgeous. You're amazing, goddess. I love you. I mean, she goes from a 13-year-old to a 36-year-old woman in the span of 5 episodes, and you believe every single moment of it. She's fantastic. I mean, this episode is just, I mean, Sam Reid. This is Sam Reid's episode, guys. This is Sam Reid's. I mean, Jacob Anderson has some parts in it. Like, I mean, they're all great, but this is Sam Reid's fucking show. And holy cats. Okay, so this is how Louis describes, again, so fucking gorgeous. This is how he describes their current situation, because Claudia's living with them, and they're all fucking miserable because neither Lestat or Louis and Claudia want to be there, and Lestat wants to make them both miserable because he is in love with Louis, and he's like, if I didn't fucking had made this kid, we would be happy, probably, still living in, because the other thing is they want to, they think it's time to leave because they are now getting, like, besides, like, all the warning the warning trinkets, like, or the banishment trinkets that are outside their house. Now they're getting people who are like, make me a vampire. Tell me or not even vampire. Like, tell me what your secret is. And this guy just actually just shows up with a letter saying, like, I'm dying. Please, make me immortal like you guys. You save my life. That's not what happens. But we learn, because Lestat drinks from him, and he spits him out, and he's a cancer of the blood. So he was a dying man. If Lestat had drank of him and completely drank him, Lestat would die too. That's what Claudia is in her head. All right, so this is how Louis describes their harmonious relations. Add to the air a new toxic paranoia, and now you are with us. We were compelled to sleep in the same chamber together again. That's meaning him and Lestat. He would have it no other way. We would spend our hours enduring with little pretense of getting along, locked together in hatred. He would not have it any other way. That's what the name of this episode should be. He wouldn't have any other way. Like, this is like, it is just fraught with an air of, like, anxiety that filters through. It's like everyone's on edge. Claudia is doing this, like, slightly veiled, not even, like, veiled. It's, like, badly veiled hostility towards Lestat. Like, fucking looks could kill, but she does it in a way that is so simpering and sarcastic at the same time. You're like, this is so, like, she's just fucking spot on. I mean, and I think what kills Lestat is how fucking intelligent she is. She's so smart. Like, she's probably the smartest of the three. We find out she is the smartest of the three of them. And it's because she reads. Because Lestat doesn't read. Lestat would rather, like, fucking drink. I mean, party boy. He's a 200-year-old party boy. It's a fuck boy. It's what he is. So Claudia's planning, but she won't tell Louis. There's bits and pieces that she'll tell him, but only telepathically. And she is very vague with these bits and pieces. So it's mostly, this whole thing is her idea that she brings up to. So she brings this episode, this idea up in the episode where it's Christmas time. So you know that it's December, and we're going on January. She wants to have a Mardi Gras party. She wants it to be the Mardi Gras party, the Mardi Gras ball of the season. That's what her plan is to, let's make this giant party, invite everybody, and then we will kind of sneak out and no one will know that we're gone, sort of thing. Well, Lestat is like, oh, not only are we going to do that, we're going to fucking kill a bunch of bitches before we do that. We're going to like, not eat for a couple days, and then we're gonna trap a bunch of bitches in a house, and then we're gonna drain them dry. That's not the best plan, Lestat. I mean, you are already undead, and most of the people know that you are undead. And now you're going to commit a giant crime, and expect. I mean, yes, I know that no one could overtake them. True, but like they're always going to be hunted, and they're never going to be like, all. I guess unless they go to Europe, which I think that was the plan. But it's not a great plan, Lestat. Sorry, it's kind of shitty, but that's okay. I mean, I know you want to get your drink on before you leave. Gotta get yourself like a like a thermos for the road. Myself that. Also, so this is when we had like the Reinhold pushed, and Hitler is now going into power. So it was like 1938, 39. Yeah. And so we see film footage, like the day today in the news, in those like newsreels, and you see like Hitler, becoming chancellor, and Claudia goes, well, dressed tyrants. Where have I seen that before? Fucking smartass. I love it. And I mean, it's just Lestat's like, bitch, I will fucking end you. But he never will, because he loves Louis too much. He never will. So what they go to that from the first couple episodes, that Tom that has helped him out through the ages. Now Tom is like aged, and he's like, here's a picture of you guys from when I was young, and you haven't changed. So he literally says, where do you meet the devil, and what are the terms of the agreement? So he's like, how are you doing this? Like, what are you? But he, because Lestat has one request for this Mardi Gras ball. Well, for Mardi Gras in general. He wants to be the Raj or king of Mardi Gras. And Tom's like, okay, well, fine. This will probably ruin my career and my reputation. Because they pay him off with a ship. And a cargo ship. And he says, like, that's why he goes, like, please at least tell me what you are. If I am losing my life, my credibility, my career, and everything on a ship, please at least tell me what you've done to stay this way. And they're like, peace, peace, see you at the party. And so they, they're still building up this plan of what they're gonna do. And Lestat just keeps saying, let the flesh instruct the mind. So whatever makes you feel good in your body, I guess, baby. Like, whatever feels good is just the way it's gonna play out. And that's what he's kind of like, keeps pushing this idea. We'll see what happens when it happens, man. Let's see what happens, if everyone, gets a little frisky, everyone gets a little frisky. I guess. I don't know. And oh my god, guys. So they get these costumes. These costumes are fucking baller because they're doing a masked, like, ball. So it is like, oh god. So it would be Edwardian? Georgian. Yeah, it would have been Edwardian costumes. But think of like think of Paris 1780. No, 1770. Big giant wigs, with the oh gosh, the hip, with the bumpers on the side. I can't think of what they're called. Because the not their girdles, what the heck they're called here now. We're in the Victoria era. Bustles, but they're not bustles. They're like those big things, like if you see on like the grate or whatever she's got. So no. Louis is got like just regular breeches on. He's dressed like like a man, and again a cis man, I should say. And Louis is dressed like fucking, like, it is this Liberace looking outfit that this Sam Reid has never looked better. Like, honestly, oh my god, he looks fantastic in this episode. And he's got the bumpers on each side. He's got the dress with the bustles on the sides. but it's cut out for his pants, which I believe there were women who would wear, like, that was if you were going to a mass ball, that would be a lot of times how women would get away with being, like, quote unquote, like a different character or a man, is you could have the pants that were cut out from the dress. And that's what he has on, and he's got this giant wig. He's just, the makeup on him, he prowls like a lion. His last name is Lionheart. Like Lioncourt. Not parades. Yeah, he prowls and prances, and it's you can't stop looking at him. He's just entrancing, and everyone is just enthralled with him until. Well, he pisses off most of the Mardi Gras committee because he pretends to kill a baby by drinking its blood. He picks up this very realistic-looking baby. It's a doll, but then he bites into it and all this confetti that looks like blood spurts out. I'll just say the very conservative 1938 Louisiana, New Orleans were not happy. So they don't come to the party. They've got enough people. There's plenty of people at their party. So what they've decided to do is they're giving these little what the heck is it called? Corsages to those who they they can see are becoming are interested or would be persuaded to possibly, find out what's going on, find out what's more, how are these people living forever? Could it happen to me? Maybe I should go to this party and find out, this after party, the after party. So we learn at this point that what Claudia is going to do is she's going to drug one of these corsage people, and she's going to drug them to the point where they're near death. So by the time Lestat drinks out of them, he will die too. They'll be dead and he will be dead. So that is her plan. Put a pin in that. My note here is this is the sexiest scene. Lestat is in his element, and he's absolutely gorgeous. He looks a little bit in this scene with the wig on and everything, like Brad Pitt as Louis in some of the scenes where his hair is longer. But Sam Reid is he commands a room. He does. He's just perfect for this part. So there's this scene on the balcony before they decide to do this big big sort of performance for the ones who are coming for the after party, all right, buckle up, guys. This is a big quote, but I had to write the whole thing down because it is. I'm going to miss. This is Lestat to Louis. I'm not going to do it in his French accent because I can't. I'm going to try to read it a lot, give it inflection though. I'm going to miss this place. There's not an inch of this city that wasn't built from the fierce wilderness that surrounds it. Hurricane, flood, fevers, the damp climate on every painted sign, every stone facade, high windows through which enameled bits of civilization glitter, silhouettes emerging, wandering to catch a silent flash of lightning, the silky warmth of summer rain. Desperately die and that's not right. Desperately alive and desperately fragile. And that's that whole quote. And you can see by the end of it, he's near tears because this is his goodbye to Louis, because at this point, he knows something's up. He knows from Jump Street that something's up. But this is where he's I can't, you, at Tube, just like, he's like, you, awesome, cool, so you're gonna go along, but there was like never a choice. I mean, for Louis, it was gonna be what Claudia wanted, because that was his family. Um, but, so Lestat says, dance with me, and boy, do they dance. They dance in front of this group, and 1938, New Orleans is not ready for this. It is very sexy. They're doing just a regular, like, pas de deux, like, just sort of like, regular couples dance, but because there's classical music playing, so it's almost like like a waltz. They're just waltzing, and at the end they do kiss, and it is like there's a in the subtitles like gasp. And in that moment, Louis falls back in love with Lestat. Like, it was, you could see it. And this is where I say Jacob Anderson, chef's kiss, because like you could see it on his face the moment he was like, "Oh my god, we gotta stop this. I can't do this to this man. I'm still in love with him." And I'm debating where to we have to continue. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little further and then I'll stop. So then we get to the after party, and because I have to talk about this to be able to talk about ratings. So Lestat tells this group, they're all kind of gathered around this table, and he's talking about this book, and this book of everlasting life, pretty much, and how he has one of the only existing copies, and it's here tonight. And they're all looking at it, and it's a punch bowl with a cover on. They're like, "What the fuck is it's in this bowl? What are you talking about?" And he says, "I had the Philosopher's Stone, and I drank from its waters, so many 175 years ago or whatever." And then Claudia and Louis do their own little like a confessional, and say how old they are truly, and when they took a drink they drank from the waters. And then Lestat says, so one of the ladies is like, "Fuck it, I want some of that." No, it's Tom says, "Fuck it, I want some of that." And he opens the lid, and the bowl is empty, and he's like, "It's empty." And Lestat says, "Not for long," and jumps over the table and at Tom. I mean, this is like a bloodbath. At one point, there's blood spattered on the camera. There's an eye that comes flying out. Like, it's crazy. And all this while, there have been these two twin brothers, and that had wanted to, or part of this group, and Claudia poisoned one of them. So there's one that they're holding for Lestat, and that's where I'll end it. I'm just gonna say this last quote, and because it's very reminiscent, because I believe he said this earlier. I think it maybe been in the first or second episode. "We are joined by a cord you cannot see, but it is real." And let me just tell you, holy cats. I do not want to ruin the rest of this for anybody, because it's so good. I cannot get over how good this show is. It is phenomenal. And the writing in this episode, I mean, I could have written down so many quotes. My hand was getting tired, though, because I was like, I had to pause, and it's just, but I loved it. Loved it. Cannot wait for next season. It will be very interesting to see what happens, where it goes. And wherever you think it's gonna go, ain't. Just know that stick around for the last few minutes of this episode. Yep. Okay, so ratings. Blood and gore. Holy crap, this one is a 3. There was So this is also the episode. If you guys have been watching along, you see the commercials where the three of them, like Claudia in front and the two behind, they're all in white, but they're all covered in blood. That's from this episode. So they've been teasing this scene all season. It's beautiful. It is gorgeous with because at this point it's firelight too. So like they're with Claudia and Louis with their darker skin tone, and at this point, Lestat is his very tan skin tone, and you've got these bright white dresses on and this bright red blood. It is, it's not like Argento red, but it's pretty. It's stark contrast. Gorgeous. I mean, the shots in this show are so fucking gorgeous. Cinematography is beautiful. So blood, gore, yeah, 3. I'm gonna say definitely 3. Oh yeah. I'm even wondering. No, 3's good. 3's good. Spooky, scary. 1. It's really not scary. Yeah, I mean, sex and nudity. There's no sex in this one either. And fun and entertainment. Coal Black Hearts. Guys, fucking 5, dude. It was fucking amazing. It was so good, and I had such a blast. I've had a blast with this show from Jump Street, so I am so excited. I would say probably if the writing is this good, check out the Mayfair Witches. I'd say I might. I don't know. I haven't decided. Because that starts in January, so maybe, depending on what our schedule looks like, I might go through that one too. I don't have the interest as much as I have this one, but what we have coming up, we just dropped an episode, our Thanksgiving month. I was going to sing the song from Addams Family Values, but you don't. Eat me! Don't do that. So that is on 1998's alien abduction, an incident in Lake County. Guys, child. It is rough. We might have almost quit the podcast. So, then also The Visit, the 2015 M. Night joint, and we both very much enjoyed that one. I remember this is my second viewing of that one. I saw it before. Had some legit scares in that. That's why I say found footage is good. Ween disagrees with me, but that's okay. I'm pointing so much. And so up next on the show is then our end of our Thanksgiving month. It actually comes after Thanksgiving, but it's okay. It's fine. It'll be fine. We're doing Thanksgiving, cause sure, and Black Friday with Devon Sawa and Bruce Campbell. So look for that. Yeah, and at some point soon we're gonna have a review of Terrifier 2 up. I have seen Terrifier 1. Ween has not, and she's like, "Do I need to?" I'm like, "Nah, it's a clown. Woman gets cut from her chotch to her brain with the chainsaw. Don't worry about it. Let's kill her clown. There you go." All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little spate of Watch with Rays, and you'll continue watching with Ray. Until then, keep it spooky.